Purls and Polish podcast. My name is Rachel, and I'm coming to you from just outside Sacramento, California. You can find me on Instagram and Ravelry, and links to those are on my website, which is in the description below, along with all the makers and designers I mentioned in today's episode. So this is year 2 for the podcast. I started this last January, and I've really enjoyed just sharing different things that I make, different things I'm reading and watching, and just spending a little time with all of you here. So welcome to year 2. I know New Year's starts with a lot of resolutions and just, hope for the new year, and just reflecting in the last year as far as like my knitting and my making. I realized that I did not set myself up for success for last year. I was talking to a good friend and about some of my goals, and he looked at me and he said, "You didn't set SMART goals. You set goals, but you didn't set SMART goals." And talking with him more, SMART is actually an acronym. It stands for, I have my notes here, it stands for specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-based. So specifically thinking about my make 8 sweaters in a year, that was specific. I was going to make 8 sweaters. It was somewhat measurable. And it was time-based. I had about 6 weeks to do a sweater, but it wasn't attainable. It was, I didn't think about just what is going on in my life in general. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I have a job, so I have other things that take up my time besides just knitting. So it was just not gonna be possible to make that goal. So thinking about the new year, thinking about SMART goals and how am I going to be specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-based. So the other goal I had for last year was my year of socks. So making 12 pairs of socks in the whole year. So a new pair of socks every month. And that was very specific. It was measurable. I had 1 month to do it. It was attainable. I knit socks pretty quick, I would say. So that was a realistic goal for me. It was relevant. I really like knitting socks, and it was time-based. I had 12 months to do 12 pairs of socks. So that was a good goal for me. It was a SMART goal for me. So in looking at 2023, in setting just realistic SMART goals. So the first one I have is I'm going to do another year of socks. As you guys know, I've been saving my Pasley Knits Yarn Club for the God for all of 2022. And I love these colors. I've always loved kind of Greek mythology. I spent some time in Greece in college. And so this yarn club was just very special to me. So I have a whole year's worth of yarn that's kind of within the same collection. So I'm going to do another year of socks, and I'm starting that with January's color. I'm going to do them in the order that they were released. So the colorway was Zeus, and it is just this gorgeous gray, blue, purple. So I'm going to skein that up later today and knit a pair of socks. So I'm going to try and do what I did last year and just try and do different patterns for the whole year, just so I can try new things, but still be within that year of socks kind of range. So this is January. My other SMART goal for the year is I'm going to do a no-buy year. Every year I say I'm not going to buy anything new. I'm going to use what I have. And every year I fail. Usually by like mid-January, early February. And that's because I set this huge goal, but I don't set small goals along the way. So I created this sticker chart because I'm a total child and I need a sticker chart. So this is the Fiber Free 2023 sticker chart that I made. So I'm counting every Saturday from January to December. And every Saturday is on there. And as soon as you hit that Saturday and you don't buy anything, you mark it off. And along the way, you need rewards or else you aren't going to be motivated. So all these kind of clear numbers, those are the rewards. So they're about every, I want to say 6 to 7 weeks. And then you write down here your rewards. So I'm going to do that for the year, mostly because I have quite a bit of yarn and I don't have any space to store more. We live with my in-laws, so my space is very limited. Now, that's not to say that having a huge stash is a bad thing. I think that's a wonderful thing. I just don't have room for that right now. So I want to use what I have. I have beautiful yarns dyed by some wonderful people that I don't want just to sit. So for me, I'm not buying anything in 2023, with the exception of my rewards. Coley from Pasley Knits, as you know, is lovely and wonderful. She is doing a solstice box year instead of like a monthly yarn club. So 4 times a year for spring, summer, fall, and winter, there's going to be a box that comes out. And I believe it's 4 colors. I think the one I got has 4 variegated skeins, and there's like a candle and I don't know what else is in there. But I subscribed to that, and that's going to be my rewards along the way. So I need to not buy anything so I can hit those reward marks. If not, I am going to set for myself, I have to cancel my subscription. And as we know, Coley does amazing work, so I don't want to cancel that. My other kind of exception to the rule is going to be my advents. So I'm going to do the Cozy Knitter Advent again. I've done it 2 years already, and I really enjoy it. I love that it's only a couple rows every day, and you have a pair of socks at the end of the month. So I'm going to do that one again, and I'm hoping that Freckled Whimsy does one again as well. She did her first one this year. I saw a lot of makers using it, and it looked absolutely lovely. So I'm hoping she does it again this year so that I can get one too. So that will cover most of my rewards. I think there's like 1 or 2 in there that is not covered. So I'll probably like get a massage or something fun. But the biggest thing is to work down my stash and just not have as much stuff. And that way for 2024, I can buy new things and make new things and hopefully do the year of socks that La Messerie does again. So those are my goals. The other way that I'm going to measure kind of that no-buy work from stash is my crafting journal. I know a lot of makers have either journals or notebooks that they use to kind of keep notes on what they're making. So I wanted to try that this year. I'm not an artist. I don't draw, I don't paint. My handwriting is okay, but it's not the best. So this is somewhat of a stretch for me because I wouldn't consider myself artistic. However, I like stickers and washi tape and pens and notebooks. So I'm gonna make it work for me, and it'll be great. So I'm gonna show you guys the inside of this in just a second. Okay, so I wanted to show you the inside of this notebook, but I'm also holding onto my camera at the same time, so hopefully everything works out. But this is a notebook by Archer and Olive, and they specialize in just really thick paper so that you can use paint and different mediums on there. So I really loved the notebook. This is one of their older versions. I think this was from a couple Christmases ago. But they have just beautiful things if you like calligraphy and art and like that. So starting off, I have on the left page a breakdown of kind of what I have in my stash. So I'm doing year of socks, all of my sock yarn, yarn sets that I bought with the intention of using as sets, sock blanks, and my sweater quantities. And then on this side, I have just a copy of my fiber-free tracker. I wanted to have that in the notebook as well. I've got a calendar for all of 2023. Like I said, I'm not an artist. My handwriting is okay. But just so I can kind of keep track of when I do posts or videos and just kind of track progress like that. I've got some pages for show notes. This was kind of interesting. Realize I need to work on my fancy handwriting, but I really enjoy using the pens from Archer and Olive. They have these acrylic paint pens, which are just beautiful, great colors, but definitely need to practice more. So I have on the left side a kind of quarterly breakdown, just so I can track what projects am I making over the quarters, kind of themes, and also I want to just get an idea of like how many of things I make. I know I make a lot of socks, but I don't really know how many. So just kind of have a physical write-up of what I have and what I'm making. And then I have my stash. I went through and I pulled out all of my stash and took pictures and wrote things down as far as what do I actually own and what do I want to do with it. So I have this beautiful washi tape. So I'll use that in kind of my project notes. But this first top part is my year of socks. I still need to write kind of titles on there. But this is the whole 12 months. So months and then the titles so I don't forget what goes where. The orangey yellow is going to be my kind of sets. So yarns that I bought together with the intention of using together. Those are going to be there. And then this blue are all of my sock yarns. So some of these have been gifted to me, some of these I've bought, some of these are from Advents. I've left lots of space in case I somehow require any more. I have a couple pre-sales that I am waiting for, so I'll have room for those. This kind of pinky color are all of my sock blanks. So over the last, I want to say 2 or 3 years, I have sent in some sock yarn that I wanted to do socks for, to have them kind of machine cranked into tubes. So the only thing you need to do is put in your heels, cuffs, and toes. So I have a bunch of those that have just been sitting. So it is time to get those done. One of these have actually already been done. A friend needed a last minute gift, so I will be marking that one off, but I have quite a few that need to be made into real socks. And then this purple are all of my sweater quantities. So some of these are actually for like short sleeve tops or some color work, but these are all kind of the larger quantities that I need to work through. And then last, this red is going to be for a scrappy project that I have in mind. I still haven't finalized the idea, but I wanted to have space to write notes as far as what is involved in it, patterns, any sort of notes I have. And then the rest of the notebook is blank. So I will be using this washi tape to kind of mark off pages that are the notes for different projects, and then just have fun writing down things that I worked on, different notes, modifications, what I'm watching and what I'm reading at the time. So just kind of actually track what it is that I'm working on. So that is my 2023 craft journal. So that is kind of the setup for January. Again, I'm going to do a no by year, and this year I'm actually going to do it. I'm going to work on my year of socks again, and then just kind of enjoy the yarn that I've invested in, and make things and enjoy the process. things will get done when they get done, and that's okay. I think I needed to kind of reduce the stress I've put on myself in previous years to finish projects. So have a great January. This year I've got a lot of things planned. I'm going to plan on doing some tutorials, sprinkle some of those in as well. So if there is something you would like a tutorial on, please throw that in the comments so in that way I know what you guys want to do. So I will see you guys in maybe later this month. If not, I will definitely see you in February. Okay.